Welcome to Athletes Unlimited Softball on ESPN, presented by Gatorade. Day 2 of Series 2 getting underway here in Rosemont, Illinois, Parkway Bank Sports Complex, Year 4 of Athletes Unlimited Softball. And folks, we're off to a great start. We're going to see Team Leach taking on Team Filler on a Monday evening. Big story in these parts has been Aubrey Leach. She's been the talk of the town. Sits atop the leaderboard, leads AUX in hits, and folks, she's hitting with power as well. She has been sensational. The same can be said for Rachel Garcia. She plays for Team Filler. She is a two-way force, currently second on the leaderboard. She gets her points both hitting and in the circle as a pitcher. It is Series 2 of what will be 3 series here with AUX Softball. 42 of the best athletes in the world doing their thing, and we keep track of everything, folks. Innovative scoring system. You get points for virtually everything. You can also lose points in 2 weeks of competition. When it's all said and done, we will crown one individual champion. That is a big deal. Points are awarded for both winning innings, winning the game, individual stats, and as well as MVP points when the game is all said and done. Glad to have you along for the ride. We've got 2 games coming your way this evening with my partner, 2-time All-American Madison Shipman. I am Eric Collins, and we should have a good one today. We've got 2 teams surging with confidence. Both teams played yesterday, and Madison, both teams won yesterday.
Yeah, this is going to be an exciting game because, as you mentioned, both teams won yesterday, but I'm really looking forward to seeing these 2 offenses go head today in Game 1 today. For Team Leach, there's 3 batters in their lineup that are hitting over 500 throughout the AUX so far. For Team Filler, 10 combined home runs in that starting lineup. It's
been a whole bunch of offense so far here with AUX this summer here in the Chicagoland area. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for Team Leach. The captain, Aubrey Leach, pencils herself up into the leadoff spot. TV Tori Vidalis in the 2-hole. We highlight Daniel Gibson, second-year player, is off to a strong start, leading the league in batting. Veteran Sam Fisher, Mia Davidson behind the plate, Morgan Zirkle, Sis Bates of Bunderkin. Defensively, it's short, Jordan Roberts and Aaliyah Andrews out in center field. That 9 will take on Brooke Yanez.
Yanez out there in the circle today, coming from the left side, one of 2 lefties that you're going to see here in AUX, throws a wide variety of different pitches. When she's at her best, she is working that curveball to both sides of the plate. She'll throw it as a backdoor, almost like it's going to start, like it's going to hit the left-handed batters, work its way back across the plate. She'll also throw it to the righty. She's got a really nice changeup that she's going to throw in there as well. The key for Brooke Yanez is she's not going to blow you away with her velocity, but she's going to rely on her tight spin and her movement on her pitches to keep this offense off balance.
Hey, you see the numbers on the year. Brooke Yanez, she's actually going to be matching wits with her college teammate from just a month ago at UCLA, starting in the circle for the other side, Megan Ferramo. So it's a really interesting matchup. The folks out on the West Coast going to be excited to see. First pitch of the game, Leach swings, pops it to center. Haley McClenny makes the play. Every fly ball this afternoon and evening will be an adventure because the wind is a story. It is whipping in from center field. It will be a factor.
Seems like every game that we've played so far, the wind is moving in a different direction. So you're going to see those outfielders and the infielders communicating throughout this ball game to make sure that they're keeping track of which direction that wind's blowing.
TV Tori Vidalis nubs the first pitch foul. Tori Vidalis has been part of Athletes Unlimited since its inception back in 2020. She currently sits 20th on the leaderboard, 20th out of 42 players. This will be the first of 2. It is Team Filler, the team playing the doubleheader today. They will take on Team Taylor, captained by Nadia Taylor, in our nightcap. 2 balls and a strike to Vidalis. Two and 2. Vidalis now playing in her 61st game with Athletes Unlimited. She's got 13 home runs, and I'd actually make the statement she's not a home run hitter. She is a doubles line drive hitter who just happens to hit the ball over the fence.
And she can spray the ball with power all over the field. And we've already seen her hit the ball in several different directions. already in this AUX Season 2, you've seen her make adjustments on a lot of off-speed pitches because these pitchers respect the power that she does bring coming from the right side of the plate. So she sees a lot of pitches outside and off-speed pitches down low in the zone.
So Vidalis fouled the first pitch she saw and then kept the bat on the shoulder to work the walk. So with one out, a runner aboard. Here is Danielle Gibson. Gibson 1 spot ahead of Tori Vidalis on the leaderboard. Starts today 19th out of 42 players. But she's hitting .529. 9 hits and 17 at bats. Up high, ball 1.
2 batters in the top 3 spots for Team Leach are batting over 500. That's Aubrey Leach and Danielle Gibson. Danielle Gibson has the nod in batting average, but Aubrey Leach has more hits coming into this ball game.
Sucked into left center field. That one is gonna bounce against the wall. Vidalis rounds third. Here comes the throw. And she's safe. First run of the game scores on a double by Danielle Gibson.
We talked about the power for Tori Vidalis, but the one thing we didn't talk about is the speed. She got a great jump over there on this well-hit ball by Danielle Gibson, a pitch outside, a lefty curveball tailing away from her, but she throws her hands to it, drives it out to the left center gap. A good relay out there by Amanda Lorenz to get that ball in a hurry, but look at the way that Tori Vidalis is gonna round second base hard with her eyes on the ball the entire time. A really nice slide into home plate. Calls herself safe. Let's take another look at this one here. Ooh. Close play, a good tag by Palacios back behind the dish, but either way, a run across for Team Leach in the top of the first.
Here's Sam Fisher, called strike 1 to Fisher. Sam looking for her first home run. She's hitting .316 with 4 runs batted in. Fisher to center. McClenny dealing with a lot of wind. Comes in and makes the play. That ball looked like it was fairly well struck, and McClenny caught it about 15 feet away from the infield dirt. 2 down.
Everybody's going to be keeping a close eye on these balls when they get up into the air, especially up above a certain distance. You can see those flags out in center field really whipping in towards home plate. Going to be a challenging day for those outfielders.
Now Mia Davidson can turn around any wind. Swings at the first pitch. It goes off the end of the bat right into the glove of the pitcher, Yanez. That'll retire the side, but a chance for an inning win for Team Leach. They get the first run on the board. When we come back, Team Filler heading to the bat rack. Team Leach, they get a scratch in their half of the first inning. They've got a chance to win the inning if they can keep Team Filler off the scoreboard. Let's take a look at Team Filler's lineup card, filled out by their captain, Andrea Filler. Haley McClenny leads things off out in center field, and Nisa Urtez off to a good start. 4-year veteran here with Athletes Unlimited, hitting .333 the first 5 games. Amanda Lorenz, Taylor Edwards. Captain Filler puts her name in the 5-hole. Jessie Warren has been an absolute sensation so far this year in a return to Athletes Unlimited. Rachel Garcia, Sasha Palacios, and Megan Wiggins rounding out the 9.
Looking at an all-Bruin matchup in the circle today, as you mentioned, Eric. Megan Faremo getting the nod for Team Leach in the circle. Going to throw with some really good velocity, has a wide variety of pitches, utilize that off-speed pitch to try to keep people off balance. I think it's really important for her to establish that pitch early in this ball game so that it sticks in the back of the minds of these batters so they know that she can throw it at any count. When that curveball is moving, that's also a really effective pitch for her. You can see the amount of pitches that she throws, a curveball, rise, screw, drop, changeup. Really going to work her pitches all throughout the strike zone with really good velocity, mid to high 60s consistently is what you're going to see from Megan Faremo.
We've seen Faremo once so far in Series 2. She came on and threw a scoreless 1-2-3 inning, picking up save yesterday in the win against Team Taylor. Haley McClenny, 22nd out of 42 players on the leaderboard. Makes her home now in Florida, but born and raised in Alabama, outside of Birmingham, in a town called Morris. 1 ball and 1 strike. McClenny with some impressive hardware. A lot of time with Team USA over the years. 2021, taking home a silver medal over the Tokyo Olympics. High pop-up. That's a home run in a phone booth. Who wants it? Catch made by Sam Fisher. Show you how high that ball was hit. McClenny was on second base when Fisher made the play.
And I guarantee that's a conversation that both of these teams are having. When you hit the ball high enough into the air, do not stop running because you never know what's going to happen with those fly balls and the wind that's blowing out there. Sam Fisher talking to some of her infield teammates about that. Can only imagine what Sam Fisher was saying as that ball was about a mile high in the air, but she was able to come down with it.
Here's Anissa Urtez, 8th on the leaderboard. .333 batter, 6 hits in 18 at bats. Off the thumbs, foul territory. Fisher can't make the play. Oh, an extra step.
Got a good jump on this one too, having to run back behind her, just barely out of the reach, just past her glove.
Another pop-up. Man, it's all Fisher all the time here. 2 down.
I think she'll prefer that fly ball rather than the one prior to that. That one didn't go quite as high. The infielders having another good laugh. These pitchers love the wind, though, especially somebody like Megan Faremo can jam up these batters, get it in on the hands, and get a lot of those fly ball outs.
Here's Amanda Lorenz. An inning win is on the line. Team Leach scored a run in their half of the first inning, so if Team Filler doesn't score a run here, it's going to be a +10 for everyone on Team Leach. Lorenz hit a homer yesterday. That's her first homer so far in 2023 AUX play. Was actually having a difficult day. Was 0 for 3, but just wiped it out of her memory and smoked a homer, a 3-run job.
She said she kept reminding her teammates that it was her first at bat.
Hits this one into center field. Andrews makes the play! Air Aaliyah again! Wow! All right, I'm all jazzed up.
Aaliyah Andrews continues to be spectacular out in center field. We know the wind is whipping, but she lays it all out on the line, robs Amanda Lorenz of a base hit. An incredible catch by the center fielder, something we just see her do every day. She makes it look routine out there.
Through food, fellowship, and reflection, the AU athletes celebrated Juneteenth over the weekend. The players gathered in the Dome for a meal provided by Outside the Box, a local Black woman-owned business that cooks and caters traditional soul food. They welcomed in Jamal Cole, CEO and founder of My Block, My Hood, My City. Cole is an activist in Chicago. His organization provides opportunities for youth to have new experiences and explore areas outside of the neighborhoods they grew up in.
Special day. Today we celebrate Black joy, resilience, and resistance. Happy Juneteenth, everyone. From Athletes Unlimited, Juneteenth has been a federal holiday since 2021. Yeah, off to a great start. Real fun first inning. 10 points going to everyone on Team Leach because they won the inning, 1 to none. And great defense played by Team Leach to keep a 0 on the board for Team Filler. Aaliyah Andrews, wow, laying out like she did back at LSU for so many years. Here's Morgan Zirkle. It'll be Zirkle, Bates, and Roberts batting in the second inning against Brooke Yanez. Zirkle choking up on the bat, 0-2, and takes outside.
And with her choking up so much, you can see the left side of the infield, especially Jessie Warren playing really far up the line, trying to take away that soft slap because she knows that Morgan Zirkle has a ton of speed coming from the left side.
Softly, Yanez spikes it, threw it right into the dirt, and it's going to allow Zirkle to scoot over to second. So a good start to the second inning for Team Leach. Runner on at second, nobody out. Sis Bates next in line. Let's check in now with the third member of our crew, Savannah Collins.
Thanks, Eric. While we're celebrating Juneteenth here in the stadium today, the players had their own little celebration over the weekend where they had some really good soul food, and they had an activist from Chicago come and speak to them in the Dome about his organization, My Hood, My Block, My City. It was super inspiring for the players to hear his journey from collegiate athletics into social justice, and it sparked conversation. So while we're celebrating Juneteenth today, and the work towards liberation is nowhere near complete, it's all about Black joy, Black resistance, and Black resilience today.
Savannah, great stuff. Thank you. For those not familiar, Juneteenth, commemorating the emancipation of enslaved African Americans. It was signed as a federal holiday just back in 2021. So it's recent. But it's been celebrated for over a century, but not a federal holiday until 2021. Sis Bates into center field. Zirkle got a slow start to that, but she's still able to score with that great speed. Another run scores for Team Leach. They lead 2-0.
Really nice piece of hitting there by Sis Bates. With a runner in scoring position, she takes this one straight back up the middle. Doesn't try to do too much, doesn't try to pull it to the right side. Throws her hands at this pitch, and Morgan Zirkle rounding third base hard, sliding safely into home to get another run for Team Leach.
That's something that we saw yesterday with Team Leach, is they don't necessarily score runs in bunches, but they consistently, every inning, put pressure on you and generally get a scratch. So a single run in the first inning and already a run here in the second inning. Here's Jordan Roberts. Roberts off to a real good start. 5 hits and 10 at bats. 2 of those 5 hits have left the yard. Roberts, 11th out of 42 players on the leaderboard. Takes up high. Hammered into the wind and off the wall. Sis Bates jogging around third. She'll score standing. It's an RBI double for Jordan Roberts, who continues to tear the cover off the ball.
Center fielder, number 11,
Off the bat, I think everybody in the stadium thought that ball was going to leave the yard, but the wind had some different plans coming off the bat. Over 75 miles per hour exit velocity. Sinks into that front side and gets every bit of this pitch out to left center field. One hops the fence, but either way, Sis Bates comes all the way around to score.
Aaliyah Andrews, perfectly placed bunt. And now she's going to go to second as there's no one covering, but there's McClenny! Out at first. What a heads-up play by Haley McClenny. No one was covering second defensively, so McClenny said, I got you covered.
That's another part of the game we saw a lot from Team Leach yesterday, is trying to cause chaos on the base paths. Aaliyah Andrews lays down a fantastic bunt here, perfectly positioned. And you can see where Haley McClenny starts off at the beginning of this play in center field.
Was that yours?
Good charge by Jessie Warren. See, nobody's covering second base, but McClenny, where she started, ends up covering second and gets Aaliyah Andrews after she gets into this rundown here and prevents that run from scoring over at third base.
Softly hit Leach, Warren, and the play's not made by Garcia. Another run will score. Second defensive miscue of the inning, and now Leach is caught in between second and third. There's your second out. Oh my goodness. We have had 2 errors committed by Team Filler this inning. We also had 2 outs on the base paths this inning by Team Leach.
Putting the ball in play and putting pressure on the defense. That's what Team Leach is trying to do. Another run across there. But Aubrey Leach thrown out, trying to take an extra 60 feet.
So the score is 4-0. There are 2 outs, the bases are clear, and Tori Vidalis bats for the second time in the game. We have had 4 consecutive. How did they rule that last play to Leach? Did they give her a single and then an error, or was it straight error?
Looks like an
It's
error.
No, it's actually called. Okay, it's an error on Garcia. Popped up out of play. So to begin this inning, we had 4 consecutive hits. Zirkle, Bates, Roberts, and Andrews. And then Leach technically reached safely on the error, but we do have 2 outs. It's kind of goofy looking at your scorecard.
So much has just happened in what feels like about 35 seconds, so I'm playing catch up on my scorebook right here.
Vidalis patient. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tori walked her first time up, scored the game's first run. It's a 3-run second inning for Team Leach. Brooke Yanez, rookie, here with Athletes Unlimited. And this inning has gone sideways on her. And one of the things about Athletes Unlimited Softball, both AUX and the championship season that we'll have in late July and August, is every inning counts. It's not just who wins the game gets the big lump of points, but every inning is worth 10 points. Looped into center field, 2-out single for Vidalis. That is now 5 hits in the inning in the first 6 batters for Team Leach.
We talked about it in her last at bat, but Tori Vidalis has done such a good job of adjusting to the off-speed pitches. This is a 3-2 changeup down in the zone. Watch that front leg, how she sinks her weight into the front side, keeps her hands back, and is able to still drive that ball out into center field for a 2-out base hit.
Danielle Gibson doubled an inning ago, drove in the game's first run. She is now 10 for 18. There's a good quality strike. Gibson with that double, and her team's inning win back in the first has already jumped 5 spots on the leaderboard today. She began the day 19th. She's currently in the 14th spot. Leaderboard very fluid. Changes batter to batter, inning to inning. Another foul ball. Now, the leaderboard, we always are cognizant of it. The top 3 finishers after every series are named captains. So if all things ended right now, your captains for the 3rd and final series would be Leach, Garcia, and Warren.
Lots of ball left to be played. We'll see what happens with the leaderboard. Those MVP points, too, are so important, and those are points that are voted upon by the players themselves right after the ball game. They submit their votes for MVP 1, MVP 2, and MVP 3. And if you get awarded that MVP 1, you can often see those players jump really high up onto that leaderboard.
That's a plus 60 for MVP 1. MVP 2 is plus 40, MVP 3 is plus 20. Yeah, the folks that came up with the algorithm, the scoring system has been flawless through the first 4 years. There's never been an anomaly. The best players who are playing the best have always been on top of the leaderboard.
It's that combination of excelling but also consistency throughout the entire season, too. Those are the players that ultimately end up right there at the top of the leaderboard. We saw pitchers win for the first few seasons. Deja Mulipola coming through as the first position player and hitter to win in 2022.
Well, the algorithm needs to be good because this is how the women get paid. At the end of the season, you take that leaderboard, and that's how your pay kind of gets allotted. Everyone has a base, but the bonuses are dependent on the leaderboard status. Rachel Garcia giving it up to make the last out of the inning. Garcia dives, touches first base before Gibson can get there. Or did she? This could be challenged. Danielle Gibson is asking Aubrey Leach if they can challenge. And Aubrey Leach, the captain, has she made her decision? I don't know. Aubrey is going out to talk to the umpiring crew. And I think this is a play on. Yeah, both sides have gone, one into the dugout and one out into the field. This will not be challenged. So the top of the second is over. But a nice start for Team Leach. They score 3 times in the frame.
Rachel Garcia giving all her effort to get this last out of the inning.
Great start for TV Tori Vidalis, wearing a microphone, and Team Leach. They lead Team Filler 4-0, bottom of the second inning. Let's go into the game with Air National Guard and listen in to Tori Vidalis.
Hey, I hear that drum line. Hey! I need them to teach me some of them moves.
I mean, you were safe. You was very, very close.
It was very close. I think my hand got in there, but it was very close. She tagged my helmet too. I think I have a concussion. I'm totally kidding. I didn't even realize you tagged me hard. You're kidding. I'm kidding. Don't worry.
Tori Vidalis enjoys playing the game of softball. She enjoys living.
Always puts a smile on my face
Yep.
every time I watch her compete out there on the field. I'm sure she puts a smile on the face of a lot of her teammates, even opponents throughout this league.
Nice start to her day as well. Walked and scored and then singled. She's done that in an inning and a half.
I did hear her joking the other day that she tries to get Aubrey Leach to smile during the games by telling her a few jokes. Has yet to really crack a smile from Aubrey Leach because that's just how she plays, but she said she's determined to get her to smile at some point.
Taylor Edwards leads things off for Team Filler. They're down 4-0, and they trailed the second inning 3 runs to nothing. So if they don't want to lose another inning, they're going to have to score a minimum of 3 runs. Taylor Edwards, Andrea Filler, Jessie Warren, 4, 5, and 6 in the Team Filler lineup. Check swing foul. Edwards was a high school All-American, Southern California. Big deal. Marietta, California. Her and her twin sister Tatum. Package deal. They both played at Nebraska and played for 2 different conferences when they're in Nebraska. They started in the Big 12, and then Nebraska moved to the Big 10, so they finished off their career playing in the Big 10. Sis Bates knows she's got time. Throws low, and Vidalis can't make the scoop. Ball goes into the dugout, and that'll be Edwards on its second to begin the inning.
Number 9, Andrea Filler.
So a rare mistake by Sis Bates, the low throw, not scooped out by Tori Vidalis. Yeah, the College World Series continues tomorrow afternoon. We've got an elimination game. TCU going to take on Oral Roberts at 2 Eastern, 1 Central on ESPN and ESPN Plus in English and in Spanish. It's a rematch of the first game of the series that Oral Roberts won 6-5. It is the win or go home game.
Tennessee Volunteers had a come from behind win today. 6 unanswered runs to beat Stanford. The College World Series today.
They're partying on Rocky Top.
Chase Burns with a fantastic performance on the mound for the Volunteers.
So a good start for Team Filler. Runner on at second base, Taylor Edwards. Nobody out. That's going to be a straight error on Bates. It was not a hit and then an error allowing him to go to second. So no points accrued for Edwards. The captain, Filler, takes a good strike. 1-2.
Really good location for that curveball. Yesterday we saw pitchers like Georgina Korick really capitalize on getting a couple of pitches called off of the plate with that curveball. See Faremo go into that pitch against Filler.
Filler a little bit late. Filler beginning the day 4th on the leaderboard. See that .333 batting average with power. Softly to the circle, Faremo locates Edwards and throws her out. Heads up play. Edwards, a little bit frisky, cut down, trying to go from second to third on a ball back to the circle.
Off the bat, I'm pretty sure Taylor Edwards just thought that Faremo was going to go ahead and get this out over at first base, but a great play by the pitcher in the circle, turning all the way around, noticing that Taylor Edwards was really far off of second base, throws it to Sam Fisher, who applies the tag for the first out of this inning.
Score at 1-5. Jessie Warren turns on the first pitch, deep but foul. Warren is off to a torrid start. Didn't play Athletes Unlimited softball last year, but this has been a triumphant return for her. Currently hitting .412 with 2 homers. She's got 7 hits and 17 at-bats.
Now, I know that was just a foul ball, but into the wind, that foul ball traveled 260 feet out to left field.
I think she's got the longest home run so far this year through the first 2 series of Athletes Unlimited softball. I don't know why I said I think. I know. 303 feet is the longest home run. Oh, 304.
304,
we're rounding up.
you're shorting her.
Ah, we're rounding
Yes.
up. Okay, Jessie.
304 feet. Just a monster home run.
Jessie Warren impressed me to no end. The very first year, 2020, of Athletes Unlimited, she led the league in batting average, just against the best pitchers in the world. Kat Osterman was here that year. Ocasio was going great. Real good arms. She hit over 500. She had 26 hits and 51 at-bats, a .510 batting average. She's still the only player to hit over 500 when it's all said and done in any form of Athletes Unlimited softball, either Championship Series or AUX.
She makes good adjustments to pitches all throughout the strike zone. She has a really athletic swing, so she adjusts even as that pitch is on its way to her. That swing right there, a curveball that's tailing away from her. You see how she follows through with her body weight almost going towards that left-handed batter's box just to get that pitch out of the way. Always adjusting, always trying to think one pitch ahead of these pitchers. Worked herself into a full count here against Faremo.
Called strike 3. Faremo loved it. Warren didn't. 2 down.
First baseman.
Early in these ball games, you're going to see adjustments from the hitters and from the pitchers of what pitches they're going to get called for strikes. That curveball that we talked about got called to yesterday's ball game. Looks like it's going to get called here again today. Jessie Warren, can't believe it, rung up for strike 3 on that pitch outside.
First strikeout for either side. All right, here's an all-Bruin matchup. Faremo pitching to UCLA Bruin legend Rachel Garcia. Garcia beginning the day, second on the leaderboard. Rachel Garcia was the Pac-12 Player of the Year 2018, 19, and 21. Megan Faremo was the Pac-12 Pitcher of the Year just this past spring. Also did it in 2022, a 2-time Pac-12 Pitcher of the Year. There have been some unbelievably huge names in the world of softball that have played at Easton Stadium at UCLA. Into center field. Standard issue, Aaliyah Andrews makes the play, and the side is retired. No damage done. A shutout through 2 innings for Megan Faremo, and it's another inning win for Team Leach. Well, we had a chance to play on Father's Day yesterday, and just a real special day. Frequently, fathers, very important in the lives of aspiring softball players, and a lot of action, fun games, offense as per usual. Sunny skies. Really enjoyed the day and had some interesting conversations with many players throughout the course of the afternoon and evening, like we always do. And one thing that I really found interesting was our conversation with Sam Fisher. We were talking about how with this format, Athletes Unlimited, the teams change from series to series, and this is what she said. We all know how to play ball. we learned to play ball together in the first practice. I thought that was really unique.
And I think a lot of these players are really familiar with how they like to play, what positions they play, what are their strengths, what are their weaknesses. So you really see these teams come together really quickly, even in this AUX shortened season. But such a great bond between all of these athletes that you're going to see here at Athletes Unlimited.
We've got a new pitcher. Odyssey Alexander comes in, first ball swinging. Sam Fisher skies it to left field. One pitch, one out. Amanda Lorenz makes the play. Let's talk a little bit more about Odyssey Alexander, what she brings to the table, Madison.
Alexander coming into this ball game, going to be a right-handed pitcher, so a different look than what we saw from Brooke Yanez. She's going to bring it with a lot more velocity. Will throw consistently in the mid to upper 60s, and another one of those pitchers that really just has a wide variety of different pitches that she's going to throw out there. And if I'm her, I'm nailing that spot on that curveball away to these right-handed batters, because it's something that's getting consistently called throughout this ball game. And if you're going to get it called, just keep throwing to that same spot, because it is a tough pitch to get good barrel on.
This ball is hammered. Mia Davidson! Gone! Davidson, her third homer of the year. And it's a 5-0 lead for Team Leach. Just enormous power from that young catcher.
Well, I'm going to take back what I was just saying about throwing the curveball outside, because Mia Davidson had a good look being back behind the plate in the last inning, so she knew that this is a spot that Odyssey Alexander is going to try to throw to. She actually gets her barrel around this off-speed pitch, drives it a long distance out to left field, 279 feet, an exit velocity of 81.9 miles per hour off of the bat on that swing.
Davidson now has 4 hits so far in the AUX season, and 3 of those 4 hits have not been retrieved.
There was no amount of wind that was going to stop that ball from leaving the yard.
Morgan Zirkle slaps it down the left field line, foul. Should tell you that not only is Odyssey Alexander into the game, but she's got a new battery mate coming in with her. To catch her is Taylor Edwards. So Sasha Palacios is lifted from the game for now. There's Taylor Edwards, already into the game as the DP, but now she's catching. Also have a new first baseman. Courtney Gano has replaced Rachel Garcia. Garcia obviously still involved in the game as a hitter. She's actually throwing in the bullpen right now. So there's a chance that we may see Garcia at some point. Morgan Zirkle singled and scored an inning ago. Team Leach, they've scored a run in the first, 3 in the second, now 1 here in the third. They've got 7 hits. Team Filler does not have a hit so far. All right, Savannah Collins standing by with the home run hitting Mia Davidson. Savannah.
Thanks. We were just talking about what that pitch is, what you were seeing. Tell me what you had seen behind the plate as a catcher, and were you able to implement that in your at-bat, just seeing what the patterns are, what the strike zone looks like?
Yeah, I think so. Just like I said, making adjustments and then knowing what the strike zone is behind the plate. And after my first at-bat, I got in here and talked to Tori Vidalis about making an adjustment, and it helped, so that's nice.
Thanks, Mia. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Of course. Thank you.
Back to you guys.
Mia Davidson has hit every place she has ever been. All-time legend at the high school level in the state of North Carolina. Ripped up the record book at Mississippi State. And now 2 years into her Athletes Unlimited career, she has been a revelation.
Her hands are so incredibly quick through the zone and makes adjustments to a variety of different pitches. You could see her constantly communicating with her teammates, learning from what she's seeing back behind the plate. I believe it was a couple of practice games before Athletes Unlimited. Last year, she hit about 4 home runs in the practice games leading up to the season.
Off of Gano's glove. Safe at first is Zirkle. Gano just checked into the game and the ball found her.
Of Courtney Gano playing back behind first base, and this ball hit hard to her off the bat of Morgan Zirkle, and it just gets her right on the mid-hop. So she's in between the short and the long hop, and it tips off of her glove, ricochets over to Andrea Filler, but the speed of Morgan Zirkle is going to beat out that throw all day long.
It's ruled an error on Gano, so no points accrued for Zirkle. I'd make the argument that Zirkle's bat speed and her foot speed has led to 2 errors defensively being committed by Team Filler. Remember last inning, Zirkle reached on an infield single but made it to second on an error because the throw was high to first base, the threat of her speed, and then that error was made because of the speed of the ball from the bat speed of Zirkle.
It's a lot of speed happening on these plays when you've got somebody like Morgan Zirkle and even somebody like Sis Bates up at the plate. It already kind of puts the defense on their heels a bit, knowing that they have to be absolutely perfect when they field the ball to get some of these players out.
Sis Bates strikes out for Odyssey Alexander. That is strikeout number 1. 2 outs now in our third. The 77th annual NBA Draft is Thursday from Barclays Center in Brooklyn. Barring a trade, the Spurs have the first pick. I think I know who they're going to take. Followed by the Hornets and the Trail Blazers. 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ABC, ESPN, ESPN Radio, and the ESPN app. Our coverage begins at 7:30 on ESPN right after SportsCenter. 5-0 is our score. Team Leach leading Team Filler. Jordan Roberts doubled, drove in a run, and scored an inning ago. With that double, Jordan Roberts is now 6 for 11. .30 pitch. Odyssey Alexander, one of the biggest Women's College World Series stars in recent memory.
That play she made at the plate against Oklahoma State still runs in slow motion in my mind when I see Odyssey compete. A squeeze play, she runs up out of the circle, fields the ball, and dives and makes the tag to the runner trying to score. Just an incredible show of athleticism and competitiveness all wrapped up into one play.
Just a legend at James Madison. Foul back to the screen. Someone actually was asking me about the most defining moments of the Women's College World Series over the last 20 years. I would say 2 of the most defining moments are represented by 2 players currently in the infield right now. I got Odyssey Alexander, and then I got Jessie Warren with what she did at Florida State.
The diving play on the bunt, and then to get the double play.
Seared in my memory.
Yes.
Folks, if you ever get a chance to get out to Oklahoma City for the Women's College World Series, in my opinion, doesn't count for much, in my opinion, the best NCAA championship out there, and it has been for a long time.
I just love that the 2 plays that stand out to you the most are defensive plays, because I think the same way, those are plays that when you think of the World Series, those are 2 plays that immediately jump into my mind. Just the all-out effort and the instincts and reaction and athleticism that stands out when you think of those plays. We saw another example of a great play by Aaliyah Andrews, who's currently up to bat with that great diving catch out in center field earlier in this ball game.
But that's one of the things that's so special about Athletes Unlimited is we still get a chance to see these women. And now, believe it or not, they're getting better because they get a chance to mature in their bodies and get smarter. Aaliyah Andrews pops this one up. How did she keep this one in the field of play? That was just an odd swing, and it's out number 3 as making the play in foul territory is Megan Wiggins. But another run scores for Team Leach.
Team Leach showing off all the power in their offense, and it's Mia Davidson, an off-speed curveball away. She pulls it way over that left field wall to extend the lead for Team Leach in this ball game.
Welcome back, everyone. TV Tori Vidalis has been a part of every version of Athletes Unlimited softball that has ever been played. She has played in 3 championship series, and now this is her second go-round with AUX, and now she's going to join it. She's playing first base and hanging out with us. She's got the sunglasses on her head, which means the sun must not be that bad anymore. Tori, what's the situation down there weather-wise at first base?
I was just checking it. I had to look up, make sure my line of sight is clear in case I have a sky-high pop-up.
Well, the first thing we have to ask, because I heard you and Aubrey Leach joking about it before this series started, have you gotten Aubrey Leach to smile yet during the ball game? Have you cracked a joke that's been good enough to get her to laugh out there at second base?
You know, I don't get a lot of laughs from Aubrey. It's kind of like her turning around and being like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, yeah, that tracks.
What's up with the wind? It looked like the wind was a big factor early in the game. Is that still the case?
A little bit. It's not too much of a factor. Last week we played a really, really bad wind, so this is kind of mild compared to what we had last week.
One thing, Tori, that we've been talking about here in the booth is how not just the pitchers, but the hitters also have to adjust to the strike zone that's being called back behind the plate. What are some of the conversations that you guys are having as hitters in the dugout when it comes to the strike zone?
Here we go. Yes, sis. I think the biggest thing is understanding where the strike zone is at. Good job, Meg. So if, you know, Aubrey comes out and is saying, hey, she's not giving arm side very far, then we come back, we relay that information, and we know, hey, with, you know, 2 strikes, maybe we're not chasing out for that curveball on the arm side or, you know, for a lefty or a righty. So it just is a lot of conversations in the dugout of like, hey, this is what they're calling, this is what they're not. It's funny, I forgot who it was, but there was a rookie that was saying, wow, this strike zone is really big. And I was like, yeah, they don't let you throw it over the plate anymore in pro ball because it'll get hammered.
Well, and we've seen you guys make adjustments to even some pitchers' pitches. Saw Mia Davidson going yard on that off-speed, what looked like an off-speed curveball way outside. But those are, I'm sure, conversations as well that you guys are having to make adjustments on those types of pitches, even with the rookies, talking to them about making those adjustments.
Yeah, Mia and I had a conversation right before her AB. It was for Brooke when Yanez was in there, but I told her she's got really quick hands, so look out, react in, because we know that, you know, our hands can get to that inside pitch, especially if we're seeing the ball well. And if you lose that posture on the outside pitch, you're pretty much done for from the beginning. So if you look out, it keeps that posture, and then you can just release and throw that barrel on the inside pitch. And she came back and said, hey, I did that, it worked. And I was like, yeah, you just got to trust your hands.
Well, I really like this matchup here between the rookie and Megan Faremo going up against a veteran like Megan Wiggins. What have you liked that you've seen from Faremo in the circle so far today?
Yes, Meg! Man, just overall, she's been such a sponge. She's been really asking a lot of questions. Yeah, Meg, got you here. A lot of questions about, hey, what should I throw in this count? You know, where should I place this ball? What about this hitter? Luckily, we've had Danielle O'Toole for the last 2 weeks. Megan and I have been on the same team. And so she's been able to ask a lot of pitching questions. Go, Zerk! Go, Zerk! Good. And, you know, her learning, I could see her apply it, like within one AB. So it's really cool to see how much they're learning just so early. Great job, Zerk!
Tori, you've been in this league for so many years.
Got you.
And what makes this league, well, one of the things that makes it really interesting and unique is the scoring system. Just curious about you. You've always been high up on the leaderboard. How much of a stat rat are you? Do you look at your numbers? Do you know where you are on the leaderboard? That kind of stuff. What do you do today? What's your philosophy?
Honestly, I couldn't care less about stats. I mean, I think it doesn't really tell the whole story all the time. So if you obsess over it, you start to like create narratives in your head that don't exist. So I think a lot of time I just go off feel. So like, even if I'm not hitting the ball well, but if I feel good in the box, a lot of times that's the story, is like, I feel good. All it takes is one swing to break out. So I could be hitting 150 and still get a hold of one. So really, if you believe like stats are be all end all, you could hit or swing yourself into a slump, you know? So just like to be free, have a good time. It's a ball game, you know? We just gotta have fun.
Well, TV Tori, I'm going to protect my career, and we're going to turn off your microphone. Seems like we talked to you, and I feel like my job's getting threatened. So your audition is over with, okay?
Don't worry, you got play-by-play. You got it.
She's coming for my job. That's what she's saying.
Me and Maddie, tandem. It's more fun.
Thank you, Tori.
Thanks, guys.
Here's Haley McClenny, first batter to see Faremo for the second time. Faremo's actually gone through the order once without allowing a base hit. The only base runner allowed was the Taylor Edwards error on the shortstop, Sis Bates. Good eye by McClenny. Counts full, 3-2. McClenny, as she will do frequently, spoils a good pitcher's pitch.
We always see a ton of foul balls when she's up at the plate. Doesn't want to leave anything up to chance, not leave it in the umpire's hands. And she has such a good bat to ball skills that she can go ahead and foul off that one and see another pitch.
So she loops one foul over the third base dugout and then lines one off the front of the first base dugout.
A lot of laughs. I think we see Peyton St. George making sure that she's keeping her distance off of that netting in that first base dugout. Got to be on your toes, head on a swivel at all times with these batters.
Oh, off the glove of Sis Bates. That'll be a single for McClenny, and the inning continues. Bates laid out, and if her glove was an extra 3 inches, she would have made that play.
Phenomenal effort by Sis Bates, and you can see she's respecting the speed of Haley McClenny, so she's playing up in that base path. But this ball was hit so hard, she just had to try to dive, just barely tips off of the end of her glove. Almost another fantastic play made by the shortstop.
All right, maybe a running situation for McClenny. Remember, Team Leach scored a run in the top of the third. Anissa Urtez, little flipper foul, out of play. If Team Filler cannot score a run here in the bottom of the third inning, another inning win for all of Team Leach, they will have won the first, second, and third inning. That would be a plus 30, which is a big-time boon to start your game. McClenny can run. It's 10 points if you're successful with the stolen base attempt. Negative 10 if you get caught. Urtez lifts it to medium deep left. Danielle Gibson makes the play, side retired. And that is another inning win for Team Leach. So Aubrey Leach's team has won the first 3 innings here in Rosemont. Great start here for Team Leach. They lead Team Filler 5-0, top of the 4th inning. We'd love to see you out here at the ballpark. Experience the action of AUX Softball in person right here in Rosemont. If you're in town this Wednesday, it's Friends Night with 2 tickets, 2 baskets of chicken fingers and fries, along with 2 beers for only $58. Go to auprosports.com/tickets to buy yours today. The preeminent facility for professional softball in North America. We're at Parkway Bank Sports Complex here in Rosemont. They've been playing professional softball here for close to 20 years. Used to be the home of the Chicago Bandits, National Pro Fast Pitch. Now 4 consecutive years, the home of Athletes Unlimited Softball. Aubrey Leach. For those of you hoping to send a letter here to Parkway Banks Sports Complex, 27 Jenny Finch Way. Jenny Finch was on the inaugural professional team that played here at this ballpark. What a player. Aubrey Leach bats for the 3rd time in the game. Just the 4th inning and already the 3rd plate appearance for Leach. And she's already seen more pitches this at bat than she did in her first 2 bats combined. She was hacking early. That was against Brooke Yanez.
Yeah, you can tell she's definitely going up there with a specific game plan, a certain pitch or a certain speed that she wants to hit when she steps up to the plate. And her swing looks so strong this year. And when you look at her production from years past, a lot of slaps, a lot of bunts, and then she would occasionally hit away. But I talked to her before this ball game. She's really gone to hitting away a lot more this season and showing off those power numbers as well up at the plate.
Leach works her way on for a walk. That's a +8 for Aubrey Leach, who came into today leading Athletes Unlimited AUX Softball in points. Let's go down field side and check in with Savannah Collins.
Well, what Madison just mentioned about Aubrey Leach is exactly kind of what she had been working on coming into this season. Now, did she think she was going to hit quite this many home runs? I don't think so. But she did talk about how she knew she has a great small game, and that works for her. It keeps her in a lineup. It keeps her picking up points. But she knew to be able to really climb the leaderboard at Athletes Unlimited and compete for a championship, she'd have to be able to hit that long ball. So she practiced and put time into adding more power because she knew the home run matters here. So she wanted to be able to diversify her game and know that if that's what she wanted to do, swing away, like Madison mentioned, she can, but she always has small ball and the other ways that she's able to get on base in her back pocket.
Awesome. Thank you, Savannah. And all that hard work that Aubrey Leach put into the offseason is really paying off so far here at AUX.
Into the gap, left center field. That'll get down. Base hit for Tori Vidalis. Her 2nd base hit of the ball game. Runners on at first and at second with nobody out. Now, for every run scored during this year's Athletes Unlimited AUX season, Aspiration is committed to planting 10 trees. Stay tuned throughout the season to see how many trees will be planted thanks to Aspiration's support. Now, all the trees have been planted courtesy of Team Leach so far in this one. They've already got 5 runs. Team Filler with no runs and just 1 hit. Danielle Gibson. (10 for 19 on her season. '60 homers as a college player for Gibson. Started at Arizona State, finished at Arkansas. Looking for her first homer of this AUX season.
Hit 2 in the same game in AUX last season in San Diego, was hacking at those rise balls. I believe one of them might have been up over her helmet, but she was still able to get solid barrel to it. Such a fluid and smooth swing coming from the left side.
Odyssey Alexander, 2nd inning of work. Gave up 1 run in the 3rd. That was the solo homer by Mia Davidson. Now in trouble. Nobody out here in the 4th. Swatted into left center field. That'll score a run, maybe 2. McClenny cuts it off. Leach comes around to score. Vidalis has to stop at 3rd. It is a 6-0 lead for Team Leach. They have now scored in each of the first 4 innings.
And Danielle Gibson might not have a home run yet here at AUX, but she has been the queen of doubles. Another pitch that's up in the zone. She gets her barrel to it, drives it out to left center. Gibson had 3 doubles coming into this ball game, and so far through the first 4 innings of this ball game, she has another 2 doubles added to her total.
That was a low-key great play by McClenny. Sliding before the ball got to her to make sure the ball didn't get to the warning track, kept Vidalis on at third.
Prevented another run from scoring on that ball out to
If
left
she had
center.
stayed on her feet and backhanded it, there's no way she would have stopped herself in time to get the throw back to the infield to keep Vidalis at third.
It's all those little things that really add up in these ball games, just preventing that one run from coming across. McClenny always given 100% effort on every single play.
Shannon Sale getting loose in the pen for Team Filler. They're in trouble right now. Sam Fisher has fly to center and fly to left. Got a piece inside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike to Fisher. Best to ever come out of Loyola Marymount. Massive numbers as a college player. He's been a pro for a long time, NPF, Akron Racers, among others. Spent some time with Team USA. A lot of these women have played on national teams, both in the United States, Italy, Mexico, Great Britain, Canada. Played in different pro leagues. And now find themselves here with Athletes Unlimited. Hard to kill the dream. Taylor Edwards, case in point. Played 4 years in Japan. Got to rip that uniform off of her. On the ground, Urtez. That's the first out.
The pitcher, number 46.
Good play by Anissa Urtez at shortstop. A hard hit ball again off the bat of Sam Fisher. He fielded that one and still was able to look Tori Vidalis back to third base, make sure she did not score. Throws across to get out number 1.
That's the first ground ball out. Wow. All the other outs have been on fly balls, and there's 1 strikeout. Here's Mia Davidson. Oh, Davidson got doinked. So Davidson picks up 8 points the hard way, and that'll load the bases with 1 out. Bases loaded, 1 out for Morgan Zirkle. Madison, as a infielder, how much of the thought is a slap when you have the bases loaded? Is that still a possibility? You think that as an infielder, you can just throw home and get an easy force.
It's still something that you have to look for with Morgan Zirkle. Now she does have power as we see her swinging away. But she is a batter that if she hits it hard enough down into the turf, she could get enough hang time to allow that runner over at third base to score. Hit a hard ground ball to first base in her last at bat to Courtney Gano.
Didn't mean to, and it's foul. So Zirkle's going to have to battle down in the count 0-2. And time is called. All right, looks like both sides are now ready to go again. Interesting to note, you see Odyssey Alexander, most pitchers do not have webbing that you can actually see through. She chooses that. Softly hit second baseman. Filler makes the play, and Davidson able to make it to second in time. That gives a run to Team Leach. Another run scores. Vidalis touches home plate.
The shortstop,
And it is now a 7-0 lead for Team Leach.
It looks like Andrea Filler might go ahead and challenge this call over at second base.
Oh, this is going to be interesting. If they overturn this call, they're going to have to decide whether or not Vidalis had touched home plate first. The force was off when the out was made at first, and so you would need to see whether or not Vidalis scored before the out was made at second on Davidson. This is a whole big-time can of worms. So a captain's challenge. That's going to be hard to unpack. I saw Vidalis busting it down the line. She played it the right way. Okay, yeah,
like
Vidalis scored.
She passes in plenty of time. So then the call is over at second base. You can see Mia Davidson slightly hold up when Filler had the ball. Going to be a tough look from that angle to see whether or not that tag was applied before Mia Davidson slid into second.
Now, if you'd at the double play, a more natural double play, if you'd gone to second and gotten the force out first and then thrown to first to complete the double play, then it doesn't make a difference when Vidalis touches home plate. The inning would have been over without that run scoring. But because the force was taken off by getting the out at first, that meant Vidalis had to hustle down the line and score, which she did. So the run's going to stand no matter what the decision is here after the captain's challenge.
Always important to note, too, that the call on the field was that Mia Davidson was safe over at second base, so they are looking for indisputable video evidence to overturn that call. And from the angles I've seen, I haven't seen anything that's been conclusive enough to overturn it.
And the call is upheld.
The call on the field is upheld after video review.
Looks like Mia Davidson giving Anissa Urtez a bit of a hard time after she's ruled safe on that play. But to your point, Eric, a great hustle play by Tori Vidalis to get down the line in a hurry to make sure that she scored no matter what on that play.
Here's Sis Bates, 1 for 2 with an RBI single back in the second inning. Team Leach has scored 2 times here in the fourth. They have scored in each inning we played so far today. 1 in the first, 3 in the second. 1 in the third, and now 2 here in the fourth. They lead 7-0. They've got 9 hits, while Team Filler just 1. And Team Filler has been error-prone defensively. They've got 3 miscues already. Anyway, finishing up my point, Odyssey Alexander's got a glove. You can see through it. A lot of times pitchers don't want to have that because you can actually see how they're getting the ball out and maybe get a tell of what pitch may be coming. Hitters are looking for everything. Man, do we have good cameras today or what?
That is a good point. Now you've got me up here trying to see if I can see some grips.
Is that something that you would care to try and figure out?
Oh, I was always looking for things up at the plate, but it didn't matter if my dugout could see it. I personally had to see it up at the plate. A lot of times when I was batting, I could not hear anything that was being yelled at by the dugouts or the coaches. But if it was something that I could pick up out of the hand of the pitcher, I absolutely used it to my advantage. It's always easier to hit, in my opinion, when you know what pitch is coming.
Sis Bates rifles it into right field. 1-run scores. Davidson! She scores a 2-run single for Sis Bates. Good golly. Team Leach playing with their hair on fire.
We've seen the aggressive base running from Team Leach from the very start of this ball game. Sis Bates gets a pitch inside and she turns on it, hits it really hard out to right field. Danielle Gibson's going to score easily from third base, but Mia Davidson, who started over at second, got a great jump, rounded third base hard, and a really nice smooth slide into home. Gets that left foot in there in time before that Edwards tag is applied, and Sis Bates fired up, heading back into first base after that 2 RBI single out to right field.
Yeah, this is real tough times for Team Filler. Remember, they're playing a doubleheader today. This is just the first of 2 games they're going to play, and they've already burned through one pitcher, Brooke Yanez, and now Odyssey Alexander is going to be lifted. So we'll tell you about Shannon Sale, the new pitcher coming in for Team Filler. Back in a moment. Welcome back, everyone. We're 4 innings into the game, and we're going to have the 3rd pitcher for Team Filler. Shannon Sale comes out of the pen.
Shannon Sale just going to come into this ball game doing whatever she can to try to slow down this offense for Team Leach. They have been on fire top to bottom in this ball game. Going to see a couple of different pitches from Sale. Really likes to work that rise ball up in the zone to these batters. Going to try to see if she can induce a fly ball out to get her team out of the top of the 4th inning.
Here's Jordan Roberts. Perfect day today for Roberts. Doubled in a run in the 2nd inning, walked in the 3rd. Sale can rush it up there. 0-2. Shannon Sale started her college experience, Florida International, and then, like her jersey number, took her talents Route 66, not too far away, played at Oklahoma. She got her kicks on Route 66.
I always learn something every time we do a broadcast together, Eric. Sometimes it's softball related, sometimes it's not.
Fun with geography. Roberts hasn't taken the bat off her shoulder. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Runner on at first base, Sis Bates. Remember, here with Athletes Unlimited, every inning counts for 10 points. So even though Team Leach down 9-0, they still could theoretically win the 4th inning, the 5th inning, the 6th inning, and the 7th inning, which would be a plus 40 if they happen to do that. Now this 4th inning is going to be hard to win as they're down 4-0, called 3rd strike on Jordan Roberts. But we'll see what Team Filler can do. They're down here in this 4th inning, 4-0. Can they get 4 to tie? Maybe 5 take the lead in the 5th inning. It's been a great start for Team Leach. They lead Team Filler 9-0, but we still got a whole bunch of inning points on the line for the remainder of this one. Our next WNBA games are on ABC Sunday, June 25th. Elena Deladon and the Mystics going to taking on Brianna Stewart and the Liberty. That's a 1 Eastern time start. Then Neko Gumake and the Sparks hosting Erica Gumbawale and the Wings. Another star-studded doubleheader you won't want to miss. Elena Deladon used to play here at WNBA games, just about a Jordan Roberts home run away from where we are right here. Back when she was a member of the Chicago Sky. The Sky used to always play their games in Rosemont. We are in Rosemont, Illinois at the softball complex.
After years of playing here myself, I never realized how many other sporting events are happening right here in Rosemont.
There's a baseball stadium just off to the first base side. World-class arena just across the expressway. Used to be home to the Chicago Sky, no more. They now play in downtown Chicago. Leading us off here, bottom of the 4th inning, Amanda Lorenz. On the ground, and Vidalis can't make the play. We'll see how that one's scored, but that'll probably be a single for Lorenz. All right, we've got a whole bunch of SEC royalty in the building. I was going to talk about Amanda Lorenz. She was the SEC Player of the Year in 2018. That woman right there, the facilitator for Team Filler, Charlotte Morgan, twice she was SEC Player of the Year. She was a force at Alabama. But we have one other SEC Player of the Year in the building, folks. And she's being a little bit bashful right now. It's my partner, Madison Shipman. High pop-up, home run in a phone booth. Who wants it? The captain, Aubrey Leach, makes the play. If you're the Player of the Year in the SEC, you've done something.
Not an easy award to get, especially like somebody like Charlotte Morgan, who got it back-to-back years. That's truly impressive. Such a fierce competitor, too, even playing against her in the professional ranks.
There's my partner, Madison Shipman. 2004. It's been that long, huh?
I knew you were going to bring that up. Yes, it has been that long since I played college ball. Now I just get to sit up here in the booth with you and talk about all these wonderful athletes.
Andrea Filler is the batter. Filler played in the Olympics 2021 with the Italian national team. She's actually got a big-time affinity for Italy. She spent 3 years playing pro ball in the Italian Pro League. She's not the only member of Athletes Unlimited that's played over in Italy professionally. Jasmine Jackson did as well. Oh, look at this. Amanda Lorenz cut down. What a job throwing that ball down to second base. Jordan Roberts. She just came into the game behind the plate and shows off an absolute howitzer.
Never fails. A play is going to come your way when you come into the ball game. A perfect throw from Jordan Roberts, a pitch up in the zone, throws this one from her knees, and look at the way that Sis Bates is going to apply this tag here. Lets the ball travel deep, so she's not reaching out to get it, but letting that throw do the work for her. Applies that tag. A good jump by Lorenz, too. Good slide in, but just an even better throw and tag applied there to get that out.
Those two were teammates playing for Tim Walton and the Florida Gators. So a little bit of scorekeeping with Amanda Lorenz here in the 4th inning. Her bouncer to first was considered to be a single. That's a +10. But then you get caught stealing. That's a -10. So it's a net 0 for Amanda Lorenz here in the 4th. Filler works the walk. +8 for Filler. And the inning continues. That's another thing. We're talking about the fact that it's a 9-0 game, but with Athletes Unlimited, it's almost designed for games like this because there's still something happening every single play. Every moment counts. Filler came into the day 4th on the leaderboard, just picked up 8 points. And now she could pick up some more points if she decides to steal a base, or who knows what could happen.
That's one thing we haven't seen a lot of to the start of this AUX season is a lot of stolen base attempts, even from people that we typically see running pretty much as soon as they get over to first base. I think a lot of that has to do with the defense that you're seeing on the other side of the ball, some of the arms back behind the plate, and the shortstops and second basemen applying the tags over at second as well.
Jessie Warren down in the count 0-2. Jessie not happy with the call that she got her first time up when she struck out looking. That's the only strikeout of the game for Megan Faremo. Up the middle, and that one gets through somehow. That'll be one of the softer hits all season long for Jessie Warren, but she'll take it. I think she wants a sliding pad.
Jessie Warren is such a good bad ball hitter. This pitch way low and outside, and she just throws her hands at it, able to drill that one straight back up the middle. Somehow finds a hole on this infield for another single and another 10 points for Jessie Warren.
So 2 on with 2 outs. Here's Rachel Garcia. Tying this inning, still a possibility for Team Filler. Team Leach scored 4 times, top of the 4th inning. So Team Filler needs to score 4 times, but they do have runners on at first and at second. There are 2 outs. 2 UCLA legends locking horns here. And so far, advantage for Faremo. 0-2 to Garcia. Two legendary UCLA Bruins. There was a time when you were talking about elite college programs and the conversation would begin and end with UCLA. Tanya Harding, Lisa Fernandez, Natasha Watley,
Kara Garrell, Andrea
Stacey
Duran.
Newman. Oh, good golly.
The list goes on and on.
Every Olympic team basically was UCLA and everyone else. Still wonderful players coming through. Westwood. But the Pac-12 that for many years had just a stranglehold on the best softball players in the world, not so much anymore. The SEC has just changed everything. Big 12 wonderfully, of course, with Oklahoma. ACC coming on. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Make it 3 balls and 2 strikes to Rachel Garcia. Popped up, out of play. This is an important situation for Faremo. She's pitching a good ball game, a shutout through the first 3 2/3. For every out she gets, it's a +4. She didn't want to give up an earned run here. Payoff pitch. Ball 4. Second walk of the inning allowed by Faremo. Athletes Unlimited and Topps have unveiled the first ever set of trading cards that feature all 4 Athletes Unlimited sports combined in one set. The 200-card base set features 185 athletes from the 2022 season and are available at major retailers such as Target, Barnes & Noble, hobby shops, and throughout Topps.com and Fanatics.com. And we're going to have...
Looks like a pinch runner over at first base for Rachel Garcia. Lily Piper coming over.
Yep.
Remember that doubleheader that you mentioned for Team Filler today? I'd imagine we're going to see Rachel Garcia in the circle at some point throughout today's doubleheader. There's Lily Piper over at first base.
So Piper on at first, Warren on at second, Filler on at third. Sasha Palacios, who's got some pop in that bat, she will bat. And remember, Palacios can get it over that fence, which is a true possibility. That would tie this 4th inning, and it wouldn't be an inning win for Team Leach.
She hit a grand slam in last year's AUX out in San Diego. Finds herself in the same situation here. That would be a big boost for Team Filler, not just in this inning to try to get some of those inning win points, but also to try to get back into this ball game.
Palacios, her first look at Faremo. Her first time through the order, Faremo faced Courtney Gano in the 8 hole. Now it's Palacios hitting in the 8th spot. This spot that Faremo finds herself in is mostly her own doing. A couple of walks and a soft single by Jessie Warren. Can't find the plate right now. Three and 0.
There was a part of me that wondered if Palacios was going to give herself the green light on that 3-0 pitch. She decides to take it, keep the pressure on Faremo in the circle.
That's one of the few times in her softball playing life she probably has the option to give herself the green light. Every other level she's played at, playing for Team Mexico, playing for Arizona State, always had a coach telling her whether or not to take or not. That doesn't exist with Athletes Unlimited. Call your own shot. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Off the thumbs. Leach. Side retired. Another shutout inning for Megan Faremo. She has pitched 4 scoreless frames. It's another inning win for Team Leach. Aaliyah Andrews, Era Leah showing you what she's all about defensively. This is early in the ball game. Oh my.
We see this so often from Aaliyah Andrews, but it never gets old. Watching her get completely horizontal in the air, parallel with the ground, to make some of those catches just continues to amaze me every single time.
And it's not just Aaliyah Andrews. Victoria Hayward, sensational out in the middle garden. Haley McCletty yesterday with what was eventually top 5 play, Sports Center. We've got a big outfield here. Outfield wall is 230 straightaway center. So there's a lot of pasture to corral. And when you got elite athletes like Andrews and McClenny out there, it leads to highlight level plays. It's been all Team Leach, 9-0 as we play the 5th inning. We reset, inning points on the line, +10 for whoever outscores the other here in the 5th inning. It'll be Andrews, and then top of the order, Aubrey Leach and Tori Vidalis against Shannon Sale. Down the right field line, foul.
We've seen Aaliyah do that a couple of times with those pitches high and inside as she's running through the box. Bit of a power slap on those inside pitches, able to get her barrel out in front of her enough.
Ball and 2 strikes. Little number, Warren. I don't think she would have had a chance. Even if she fielded it cleanly, that was going to be a base hit for Andrews.
Second baseman, number 75.
So a leadoff batter aboard once again for Team Leach. History being made as Athletes Unlimited is bringing the first ever professional softball games to the Little League Softball World Series in Greenville, North Carolina. That's going to be August 9th, 4:30 at 7 Eastern Time on ESPN2. You won't want to miss this inspirational event with the heroes of the game competing in regular season games in front of Little League Softball athletes and fans. Really cool opportunity. Here's Aubrey Leach, maybe thinking sack bunt. Nope, swings away, lifts it into left field. Lorenz makes the play. With Athletes Unlimited, even though it's a 9-0 game, you're still allowed, ethically, unwritten rules, to lay down a sacrifice bunt because you're just trying to win every single inning 1-0.
Really thinking one inning at a time. Of course, those 10 points at stake if you are able to win the inning. These athletes able to rack up those individual points as well.
Yeah, if I'm Aaliyah Andrews and I'm on a first base, I'm thinking steal. I got a chance to pick up an extra 10 points. That's my game. That's how I move up the leaderboard.
We talked about how the defense might be one of the reasons why we haven't seen a lot of stolen bases. The middle infielders for Team Phil are really pinched towards second base, trying to prevent some of those stolen bases as well. Got a lot of elite arms back behind the plate, but I've always thought when it comes to stolen bases, oftentimes you're not necessarily beating the catcher's throw, but you have to beat the tag by the middle infielder. Got Anissa Ortez over at shortstop. Andrea Filler over at second base, playing way far, pinched towards the middle.
Vidalis, oh, what a pick by Warren! To second on the first, double play! Oh, that's what I'm talking about! What a beautiful around-the-horn double play started by the incomparable Jessie Warren.
Another outstanding defensive play. Jessie Warren playing way back behind third, goes to the backhand, fires to Andrea Filler, who goes across to get the 5-4-3 double play.
Just a beautiful mid-June night here in the Chicagoland area and enjoying their time here in Rosemont. Team Leach, they lead 9-0, but a chance for Team Filler to win this 5th inning. Megan Ferramo is going to try and put another 0 on the board, but if she doesn't, it'll be the first inning win for Team Filler in our ball game, and it would be a +10 for everyone on Team Filler. 9-1-2 scheduled to bat. Megan Wiggins, Haley McClenny, and Anissa Urtez. 3 veteran hitters against the rookie Megan Faremo. And there is no more veteran player than Megan Wiggins. A decade ago, 2013, while playing National Pro Fast Pitch, she was the Player of the Year a decade ago. Still going strong. Began today 6th on the leaderboard. 6 out of 42, but that's in doubt right now. Her team has not won an inning, and Wiggins has not accumulated any points, so she is stagnant so far this afternoon.
You get the feeling that this is their opportunity to try to get some inning points in this ball game, because the top of the 5th inning was the first time all game that Team Leach has not scored a run in an inning.
That's a good start. Base hit for Wiggins. +10 for Wiggins.
Center fielder, number 28, Haley McClenny.
College World Series continues tomorrow afternoon. Another elimination game. TCU takes on Oral Roberts. That is a 2 Eastern, 1 Central start on ESPN and ESPN Plus in English and in Spanish. It's a rematch of the first game of the series. Oral Roberts won that one 6-5. It is win or go home. Wiggins on at first, still with good speed. McClenny swings at the first pitch. Sis Bates not going to make a mistake there. 1 down, and McClenny beside herself.
The shortstop, number 7,
Went after a rise ball.
Urtez.
That probably would have been called a ball up in the zone. Not happy that she took a hack at that pitch. First pitch, especially after Megan Wiggins just got that base hit through the left side. You could see immediately the reaction afterwards. Gets underneath that rise ball for out number 1.
Here's Anissa Urtez. Anissa Urtez is still the only player in the history of Athletes Unlimited whose initials are AU. Good karma. Popped up. Wind will take it out of play.
So far in this ball game, Urtez has hit a couple of fly balls, one over to third base, one out to left field, getting a bit jammed up on some of these pitches that she's seeing from Megan Faremo. She's got herself way in the back of the box, that right foot on that back chalk line, trying to get on time. It's a check swing down to the right side for a foul ball. In between these pitches, coming over and having a quick conversation too with Amanda Lorenz. Little pump up speech before she heads back into that batter's box.
2 fly ball outs for Urtez. Faremo gets the strikeout. That's just strikeout number 2, but it comes at an opportune time.
Faremo's a pitcher that's typically known for her curveball and her rise ball, but look at this downward movement. Looks like a drop ball down in the zone. Starts right about knee high and then just slightly goes down in the zone. 65-mile-an-hour pitch for the strikeout, and out number 2.
Amanda Lorenz singled, was caught stealing an inning ago. And Lorenz is going to have to battle. Down in the count 0-2. We'll do it again. Wiggins began this inning with a leadoff single. She's been anchored to the bag at first. Pop-ups by Haley McClenny, and then a strikeout of Anissa Urtez. And now it's up to Lorenz. Good scoop by the catcher, Roberts.
Really nice dig back there. Having to move to her left, got that one on the short hop. Wiggins does have good speed over at first base. Scooped that one up perfectly to keep her over at first.
Again, Roberts giving it up, keep it in front of her.
These catchers working hard back behind the plate, having to adjust to the different pitchers on their team. And also these pitchers trying to work a variety of different spins and speeds. That one, an off-speed pitch down in the dirt that she kept in front.
Lorenz pops it shallow right, coming on, not making the play, Zirkle. Wiggins scores, and it's an inning win for Team Filler. The wind a factor. That's what it feels like to score your first run.
Back-to-back hits for Lorenz in her last 2 at-bats. This ball hangs in the air for 4 seconds. You can see Aubrey Leach going back on it, Morgan Zirkle running up on it. Looks like it actually tipped off of her glove as she was running up to catch that ball. Lorenz celebrating over at second base because that run coming across means 10 inning points for Team Filler.
That'll be the softest double of the season for Amanda Lorenz. Not only is it a plus 20 for her on the double, but it's an inning win for everyone on Team Filler. So for Amanda Lorenz, that one soft hit ball into shallow right is going to be a plus 10 for her. It's a big deal. It's reason to smile. Taylor Edwards, as she's wont to do. Look at that. She puts the ponytail into her jersey when she's batting, and she lets it blow in the breeze when she's running the bases. It's like a tailwind.
Literally,
when she's batting,
with the ponytail. Tucks it in.
You played with a ponytail.
There were a couple of times, I never really worried about it when I was hitting, but when I was playing short, if I had it in a braid when it was a little bit higher on my head, sometimes I would grab it when I'd go to throw, and then typically the throw would then sail into the stands above first base.
Into center field, Wynn's gonna take it. And the play is made for out number 3. Gibson able to hang on. But some positivity for Team Filler, courtesy of Amanda Lorenz. It's an inning win.
But we already know that AUX has been all about the offense this season, and specifically the offense for Team Leach has been on fire top to bottom. This is a team with 11 hits. They put up 9 runs in this ball game, continuing to put the pressure on Team Filler. They've got a big lead as we head late into this ball game.
Well, for every run scored during this year's Athletes Unlimited AUX season, Aspiration committed to planting 10 trees. Stay tuned throughout the season to see how many trees will be planted thanks to Aspiration's support. A lot of runs, a lot of trees. Here's Gibby. Danielle Gibson hitting in the 3 spot. A lot of times you have your best hitter hit in the 3 spot, and she has been the best hitter so far in our ball game. 2 for 3 with 2 doubles, 2 runs batted in, and a run scored. Line shot that knocks Filler down to her backside. Hey, out number 1.
Danielle Gibson having consistent quality at-bats. This is another hard-hit ball off of her bat. Exit velocity of 80.4 miles per hour. Just happened to go straight to Andrea Filler at second base. Nice play over there by the team captain.
And that right there's the sun field right now. Filler was looking into the sun with that ball humming to her at 80 miles per hour. Woo! Hey, we're going to have a chair chat. Aaliyah Andrews is joining us. Aaliyah made the defensive play of the game earlier. Air Aaliyah, as everyone knows. Aaliyah, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys?
I was just talking about the sun. There's been wind out here as well. What's it like playing outfield on a day like this?
Oh, today's not even the worst. The other night, it was like wind at I don't even know how many miles per hour and sideways rain. There was like a ball that came to me in left field that ended up in almost right field. So, yeah, today's not the worst.
Aaliyah, this offense for Team Leach has been nearly unstoppable in this ball game. What is it that's clicking for you guys offensively?
I think it's just the fact that it's not like just on 1 or 2 people, like everybody's contributing. And I think that's so cool when like just so many people are being successful, but pushing runs, just getting on base and like finding ways to move runners over. That's just like what softball's all about, and that is a good thing. Instead of just like, you know, a bunch of solo shots, it's everybody just kind of stringing hits together.
And Aaliyah, I know that you and Sis Bates are really good friends, so how excited were you to finally be teammates this week in Series 2?
Oh my gosh, guys, we are so excited. We screamed when, like, we're roommates, obviously, right? So as soon as we got picked on the same team, we like screamed on opposite ends of the hotel. Yes, Sam. So anyways, so excited. You know, she's my bestie, so it's so fun being on the same team.
Aaliyah, I'm just curious, the way that this game is played, you've been here for a number of years now. You get points all throughout the game. You were leading 9-0 a moment ago. You were on at first base. Probably when you were back in your college days at LSU, you wouldn't have thought about trying to steal. Did you consider thinking about trying to steal a base, knowing it would have been a +10, even though you were leading 9-0?
Yes. 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 Yeah. And honestly, in college, we did that. And, well, yeah. Yeah, we did. We did. When it got like high numbers, we wouldn't, but it's just like part of my game. So sometimes it was just kind of, you know, they say like don't bunt, but that's part of my game. So some certain things for myself, it's okay to do. So I always am thinking about it, but yeah, I definitely was thinking about it.
Now, Aaliyah, something that we are so used to seeing from you out in center field is making those incredible catches like we saw already in this ball game. Now, it still gives us chills every single time that we watch you do that, and we're taking another look at this play right here. What do you think is it allows you to make some of these incredible catches, get the jump that you do, the instincts, the reaction just continues to impress us every single time that it happens?
Yeah, well, first of all, thank you. And sorry, watching the play. Oh, God. Okay.
Mia Davidson, a double. She continues to just bludgeon the softball, but a great play by Haley McClenny to get it back to the infield. Keeps Fisher on at third. Runners at second and third with 1 out. Yeah, Lee, let's get back to that.
Yes, sorry. First of all, I kind of got like a bad read on that ball, let me tell you. I kind of took like 1 or 2 steps in at first because the wind was blowing so far in. So me thinking like it might be in the air a little bit longer, but I was able to recover, thank goodness. But just wanting to catch everything, like I made a kind of a bad first step, but I was able to recover and wasn't going to let it get over my head. I wanted to be able to still catch it even though my first step wasn't the best. So yeah, I just always have this mindset of wanting to catch everything, and I get really mad at myself when I don't.
It just continues to impress me again, and I'm just curious, is there anything that you do in the off season when it comes to your training to make sure that you're keeping up with those quick first steps out in the outfield?
Yes, tennis ball drills are really something I love to do, but yes, a lot of first step drills. First step is so important, and then being able to recover, like if you don't have the best first step, is also super important. So yes, I do a lot of first step things, even if I can't always get like full fungo, just like little things where I'm just taking the correct first step really, really helps.
Morgan Zirkle skies this one to left.
Oh, good job,
and a
Amanda.
staggering play by Amanda Lorenz. Great play by Lorenz. A run does score. Fisher scores from third. It's a sacrifice fly. That's going to be a +10 for Zirkle on the sacrifice fly. They're now 2 outs.
Now, Aaliyah, we're taking another look at that catch that Amanda Lorenz just made out in left field, having to go a long way for that. How difficult is that as an outfielder when you're having to run towards the wall, but also dealing with the wind that we continue to talk about?
Yeah, it's so difficult. This wind, like they call it the Windy City for a reason, let me tell you. And Amanda just did like an amazing job of leaning. You know, instead of like having to turn your whole body doing a hip flip, she just like leaned to the side and got on the side of it. And that's how she was able to catch it. And that was so good. That's so hard to do. It's so hard to do, especially with the lefty up. Like Zirk has true lefty tail that just like gets on you and starts tailing in a different way than off the bat. So it's super impressive, and it's way harder than people think.
Aaliyah, I just realized you're going to have to hit pretty soon.
I am, so I got to go.
Well, really quick, does it hurt when you make those plays and you drive full out?
No, it never hurts.
All right.
No, sometimes it does hurt, but I always say no because I want everybody to dive, and I don't want people to think that it's going to hurt.
You're bathed in glory.
It's
I
worth
love it. Yep.
Yes, it's worth it.
Aaliyah, keep on keeping on. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
It never hurts, Eric, when you make the catch.
When you miss
That's
it,
for
you're
sure.
in pain for weeks. Yeah. 10-1 is our score. Team Leach, who lost the 5th inning, hoping to win the 6th inning and get back on the beam.
I love hearing the insight of the outfielders, too, because going back on balls was always something that I continued to work on throughout my career. Probably a reason why I was not an outfielder, because I was not the best at going back. I let the outfielders do that job for me, playing in the infield, but just hearing just those little things. Even if you don't get that good first step, you can still recover and make an incredible play like we saw her do early in this ball game.
Yeah, she's a perfectionist. I love the fact that the first thing out of her mouth was, yeah, it was a great catch, but I had a misstep on my read.
Understandable with this win today, though, that's going to happen.
When you've got speed and ability, you can outrun your mistakes sometimes. Here's Jordan Roberts. Roberts, RBI double in the 2nd inning. She's also walked and struck out. Runners on at the corners. Already 1 run in for Team Leach. High pop-up. Wind will be a factor. Who wants it? Oh, my goodness, it falls. Another run scores. And the wind continues to just bedevil these fielders. It'll be interesting to see how that one's ruled.
The longer the ball hangs in the air, the more the wind is just going to take it and move it. You see 3 different players for Team Phil are trying to go after this ball. Anissa Urtez coming over from shortstop, Haley McClinney from center field, and even Megan Wiggins from right is right there to try to make the play. Nobody comes up with it, and this inning continues for Team Leach. McClinney not happy about that ball dropping out in the grass.
A lot of debate over the years what Windy City actually means, the origin of the nickname for Chicago. A lot of blustery politicians, all that kind of stuff. But, folks, the wind here in Chicago is different than in other places in the country. And it has been a big part of the game that we've seen today. Tough inning for Shannon Sale, and really none of her own making. That's going to be ruled a hit, which is a tough pill to swallow for Sale. That means the runs are earned, and even more runs are earned as Aaliyah Andrews, a full inning for her, talks to us, gets grilled, her feet to the fire, and then gets an RBI base hit.
I was going to comment, too, on how quickly she jumped from the chair and then just popped up on deck, fully ready to go. She's got her bat, her batting gloves, her helmet all on. And within just a few seconds up to the plate, gets into a good hitter's count, a 2-0 count. Knows that Shannon Sale's going to bring something into the zone and smacks it back up the middle for a base hit.
I really feel for Shannon Sale right now. She has given up 3 runs this inning. All of them have been earned. That's a -30 for her, and she hasn't pitched poorly. There have been balls that have just fell, and because they're earned, they're credited to her. Here's Aubrey Leach. Leach isn't going to give an inch. She's getting greedy. You got to be here with Athletes Unlimited. Every moment counts.
Here we go, Aubrey.
We still have innings on the line. We still have MVP votes on the line. Leach looking for a first base hit. 0 for 3, has walked and scored. High drive center field, wind. Keeps it in the ballpark. McClenny makes the play with a foot away from the track. Side is retired, but another 3-run score for Team Leach. The NBA draft coming soon, 3 days time, Thursday from Barclays Center in Brooklyn. Barring a trade, the Spurs, the first pick, followed by the Hornets and the Trailblazers. Our NBA draft experts thinking Victor Wembanyama, no doubt. San Antonio, dreaming about the Frenchman. 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ABC, ESPN, ESPN Radio, and the ESPN app. Our coverage begins 7:30 on ESPN, right after SportsCenter. And right after this one, we're going to have another game on ESPNU. Team Taylor, Nadia Taylor's bunch, chomping at the bit, getting ready to play another game from Team Filler. Andrea Filler's team going to play back-to-back games here on a Monday evening. It is the 4th game of Series 2, Athletes Unlimited AUX Softball. Megan Faremo, she is in the running for MVP 1, which is a plus 60 if that's the way that the vote shakes down. She has pitched very well, scattered 5 hits through 5 innings. She's given up 1 run, it was earned. That was an inning ago. The captain Filler, 0 for 1 with the walk. Popped up behind home plate. See the Captain C on the right side of the jersey for Filler. 3 captains here in Series 2, Filler, Aubrey Leach, and Nadia Taylor. They were the top 3 performers in Series 1. We'll have a day off tomorrow, and then the final 2 games of Series 2 will be played on Wednesday. And whoever the top 3 names atop the leaderboard after Wednesday's doubleheader will be the captains for the 3rd and final series.
Be interesting to see for Team Leach because they have the doubleheader after the day off. All their pitchers should be well rested after that day off, heading into the 3rd day of this 2nd series here in AUX. That doubleheader definitely requires a lot of pitching strategy.
Sinking, there she is again! Deja vu! Air Aliyah! Another flat-out dive that doesn't hurt at all.
These line drives hit hard off the bat, straight to center field, are often the ones that are the most difficult for these outfielders to read. Able to dive and get this out, robbing Filler of a base hit. The second one in this ball game. Aaliyah Andrews just flying all over the field.
We were just discussing who were the possibilities for MVP 1, 2, or 3. Aaliyah Andrews, 2 highlight level catches, 3 hits. She's had herself a day. And that's going to be it for Megan Faremo. She is lifted. She has thrown 101 pitches, and now she is going to give way.
Taking over in the circle for Team Leach, number 99.
Elizabeth Hightower is going to come on. First time we've seen her here in this Series 2. So Faremo is out of the ball game for now. Hightower comes in. 1 out, bases empty in the 6th.
Elizabeth Hightower, the rookie, out of Florida, making her appearance in this ball game. You're going to see her primarily work to the arm side of the plate. She throws her rise ball on different levels. She'll throw it low in the zone, right about thigh high, and she'll also throw it up and out of the zone. This past season really worked on developing a curveball to the outside part of the plate to those right-handed batters. She's got herself a big lead in this ball game as we see facilitator Danielle O'Toole over there talking to Megan Faremo after she came out to this game.
Now some nice defensive help behind Faremo. When you've got the confidence to know that if you let someone hit the ball to center field, it's going to be caught. That's a pretty good weapon to have in your back pocket.
Jesse, drive it.
You can watch the footwork on the jump on this line drive. Again, we talked about how sometimes those are hard to read, and she talked about the footwork. She loves it. Her teammates giving her an applause, giving it back there.
What a massive swing by Jessie Warren. Woof! It felt the breeze over in Park Ridge. Warren 1 for 2 today. She has got 8 hits and 19 at bats. Oh! That's 8 points the hard way. Hit by pitch with 1 out in the 6th inning. Runner on at first in Jessie Warren.
47,
After that big hack that she took in the first pitch, trying to throw it a bit further inside. It just gets away from her, puts Jessie Warren over on first base. As Lily Piper will step to the plate in this ball game.
First AB for Piper. She came on defensively for Rachel Garcia. Pops it up, Wind will take it into the stands. Maybe on a different day that would have been an out, but not on a windy day here in Rosemont. Piper's been with Athletes Unlimited for 4 seasons now. Captain 1 time. The 1 week she was captain, everyone was saying Piper picked players. That's what captains are allowed to do. You pick your team each and every week.
Lily Piper picked a player.
You get what I'm talking about. And then at the end of the season, where she finished on the leaderboard, she walks up to the front office and says, "It's time for you to pay the Piper." Paychecks at the end of the season are made out by where you finish on the leaderboard. Everyone gets a base salary, but then there's bonuses for other things. And one of the bonuses is where you finish on the leaderboard. Piper's had great success here with Athletes Unlimited, almost unexpectedly. She was not drafted originally when Athletes Unlimited started 2020, made the team through a tryout camp. And every year she keeps coming back, ends up in the thick of things on the leaderboard. She is just a gamer.
It's her versatility, too, that stands out to me. She can play a variety of different positions out on the infield, shortstop, third base, first base we've seen her at.
And if a pickup basketball game breaks out, she'd be your first pick. Play Division I basketball. Elizabeth Hightower hit Jessie Warren, and now goes 3-2 to Piper. That was off the handle of the bat. We'll do it again.
Let's use those ladders. Let's get a stop going too. I think it's a national speed.
Lily Piper is from Northeast Ohio, Norton, Ohio. That's the Canton-Akron area. And she works herself a walk. +8 for the base on balls. So Hightower's come out of the pen and hit Warren and now walked Piper. We've got an inning win on the line. Team Leach scored 3 times in the top of the 6th, but that's being threatened right now. There's your leaderboard. Aubrey Leach began the day in the top spot. She's still in the top spot.
We've really seen Aubrey Leach thrive in this captain role this week, too. You just saw her come in and have that brief conversation with Elizabeth Hightower after giving up those back-to-back free passes. And I guarantee that was all about trusting the defense behind her. Bring the ball into the strike zone, let them put the ball in play, because you've got some fantastic infielders that can make some plays when you're out there in the circle.
Sasha Palacios.
We're done. We're tapped out on mistake.
Second AB for Palacios. Palacios hit a humpback liner to Leach with the bases loaded and 2 outs in the 4th inning. Now batting at another pivotal point. Count remains 2-2.
All these foul balls going back to the net, Eric. I'm secretly hoping one makes its way kind of towards the booth so I can try to make a catch.
You'd save me?
I would. I would save you. I've got you.
Without a glove.
Without a glove, yeah. I'm still reacting back here as if one's actually going to go through the net up here to the booth.
Oh, Hightower dreaming. Count goes full, 3-2. Hey, there we are. I'll tell you what, Palacios earning her keep here.
She's trying to get a ball up here to us in the booth. Fighting off those outside pitches, knowing that Hightower likes to stick on the arm side of the plate. It's going to be away from these left-handed batters.
That's now 8 pitches that Palacios has seen. If she gets on, if she's walked, gets a hit, whatever, it would be bases loaded with just 1 out and Megan Wiggins coming to the plate. Into left field. Heading back on it, Gibson makes the play. 2 down.
It's a really good at-bat by Palacios. Just ends up getting a bit too far underneath that pitch. Fly ball out to left field. But still a runner in scoring position now for Megan Wiggins, batting in that 9 spot for Team Filler.
All right, so a home run would tie this inning. Team Leach scored 3 times at the top of the 6th inning. A home run here by Megan Wiggins would give 3 runs to Team Filler here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And Wiggins has a history with the long ball. 3 times in her pro career, she led the NPF, National Pro Fast Pitch in homers. And overseas, 3 times while a member of the Japanese Pro League, she led that league in homers. So 6 times in her pro career, she has led some professional league in homers. Not many people can say that. Hitters count. Uh-oh. I'll tell you what, Elizabeth Hightower doesn't want to walk Megan Wiggins to get to Haley McClenny. She just glanced over to the on-deck circle and saw McClenny. Now pours over a strike. And not only is McClenny in the on-deck circle, but she's an angry McClenny. She was not happy with her last at-bat in the 5th inning.
Also wasn't happy with that wind-aided fly ball that dropped out into shallow right center field.
Yeah, some things you guess at, other things you just know. Haley McClenny's going to make someone pay. Humpback liner, that gets down. 1 run will score. Piper stops at third. It's an RBI single for Wiggins.
Seen a couple of quality at-bats back to back to back now for Team Filler. Megan Wiggins coming through, another rise ball outside that's actually tailing even further away from Megan Wiggins, but she gets her barrel around enough to drop it out into right center field to bring a run across. And now you've got Haley McClinney up to the plate with runners on the corners.
I have seen Haley McClinney play dozens of games over the years, folks, and the odds are in her favor of doing some damage here. This is an angry McClinney. Called strike 1. This inning, Team Leach leads Team Filler 3-1. But runners on at the corners, good speed on at first in Wiggins. If Wiggins can score from first, that would tie the inning. If McClinney could jump the yard, it would be an inning win for Team Filler. Two and one. That's a pro right there. Bouncing ball, this will end the inning. Sis Bates runs to the bag side, retired. So it's another inning win for Team Leach. They win the inning 3-1. They lead the game 12-2.
But if there's someone on, I play way back because it'll get hit to me and I'll block it. Yes! Good job! Big out, great job. I was gonna test you. Well, usually you do that with fast people. Huh? Just gotta do a little tricky. Yummy.
Now she's called TV Tori Vidalis, and it's not just because that's her initials. She has got a magnetism that just lends itself to television. Tori Vidalis wearing a microphone. We thank her for her candor, for her availability. And now she leads things off here in the 7th. She's going to bat against Odyssey Alexander, who returns to the game. Vidalis, Daniel Gibson, Sam Fisher trying to win another inning. They have won 5 of the first 6 innings we've played. They lead 12-2. Tough start to the day for Team Filler, and they still got another game. They're going to quickly grab a bite regroup, and then play on this field against Team Taylor for our nightcap. And Team Taylor is an angry bunch. They lost 2 games yesterday.
So far, the teams that have the doubleheader days have not fared well in this AUX. Been a combination of a lot of hits from Team Leach, some defensive miscues by Team Filler, as Team Taylor looks on watching this ball game, getting their scouting in before they head onto the field.
Count goes full to Vidalis. Fourth year, Athletes Unlimited for Tori. 13 homers in her career. 13 homers in 61 games now. High drive. And the wind keeps it in the ballpark. Amanda Lorenz with her shoulders against the black wall makes the play. Nothing but a long out for Vidalis.
Really good swing on an off-speed pitch, a 56-mile-an-hour off-speed out of the hand of Odyssey Alexander. And the wind held it up just enough for Amanda Lorenz to make that catch on the warning track.
Here's Danielle Gibson. Gibson's hit the ball hard all day long. 2 doubles. She's also bounced to first and hit a laser beam that was caught by the second baseman Filler an inning ago. As we speak, batting average over 500. She's 11 for 21. Gibson's been sleeping well here in Rosemont for the last week and a half. 4 consecutive games she's played with multiple hits. Man, that's a good day at the office.
Sees the ball so well at the plate. Swinging at her pitches and even swinging at some pitches out of the zone, but barreling them up.
67 miles an hour from Alexander.
It's a really good pitch by Odyssey, locating it just on that outside edge. Good take two by Gibson. Not really a pitch that you want to swing at in that count.
Who's the hardest thrower that you ever faced?
Pitching wise?
Yeah.
Oh, Monica Abbott, hands down. I believe we talked about it yesterday. The only pitcher that I've ever had to change my batting stance and the way that I swung to try to catch up with the velocity that she threw out in the circle. Nothing like it.
Three-two pitch. Called strike 3. So Odyssey comes out of the pen and gets Vidalis and then Gibson. Our next WNBA games on ABC Sunday, June 25th. Elena Deladon and the Washington Mystics going to take on Brianna Stewart and the Liberty. That's a 1 Eastern start. Then it's the Sparks taking on the Wings. Star-studded doubleheader on Sunday. You don't want to miss it. Sam Fisher 1 for 4. All right, since I've got your feet to the fire, swiftest pitch, Monica Abbott. Who's had the best changeup you've ever seen?
Danielle Laurie definitely up there for one of the best changeups that I've ever seen. Luckily, I did not have to hit off of her. I got to play shortstop behind her when she was in the circle. Watched a lot of other batters swing and miss at that changeup. Jordan Taylor was another one that comes to mind with her
teammate of yours.
Yep, high school teammate of mine. She was a senior when I was a freshman in high school. I played first base for that team, so I caught a lot of the balls straight from the catcher as she was striking some people out. Yes. Chelsea Thomas, another one that had a good changeup too.
Missouri.
Danielle O'Toole, who's a facilitator for Team Leach today. Another one that was very well known for her lefty changeup. There she is.
Two-one pitch to Fisher. Now this is going to be a big day for everyone on Team Leach with the way that they've been winning innings. They won the first, second, third, fourth, and the sixth. So right there, that's a plus 50 for everyone on the roster. Popped up. Wind will take it out of play. And we knew the wind was going to be a factor very early in the game. Actually, in the first inning, a couple of pop-ups. Sam Fisher, when she was playing third, she made plays on both of them, but it was an adventure. And that's been the theme today. Balls have dropped.
I was going to say,
balls
every
have
ball
stayed in the ballpark.
Every ball that's been hit up in the air has been an adventure today for both of these teams.
That is a foul ball by about a foot.
Good swing on another changeup, 3-2 changeup that Sam Fisher just got. Just barely out in front on this swing. About 6 inches to the left of that foul line.
Three-two pitch. Swatted into the gap, right center field. That's what pros do. What a wonderful bit of hitting right there by Sam Fisher.
It's another batter in this offense that's been swinging the bat incredibly well. We just saw her foul off the off-speed pitch down the left side. This one's hanging a bit higher and outside in the zone. I love how her back leg is driving her hands through on that swing too. Able to drop that out into center field for a 2-out base hit.
And what that does, it allows Mia Davidson to bat one more time. Davidson is bucking for one of the 3 different MVP awards that are handed out post-game. She has got 2 hits next to her name. She's actually riding a Meatloaf special. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. She has hit a home run, she's doubled, and she's been hit with a pitch. So the homer's plus 40, the double is a plus 20. Getting hit with a pitch is a plus 8.
I've heard a lot of different phrases in my time playing and broadcasting, but I think Meatloaf Special might be
2 out of 3 ain't bad. If you're of a certain generation, you know what I'm talking about. I want you, I need you, but there ain't no way I'm ever going to love you. But 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Got a pinch runner. Nicole Mendez comes on. So Fisher is lifted.
Running out at first base for Team Leach, number 35, Nicole Mendez. Mendez running for Fisher.
You talked about the hands of Mia Davidson, and maybe I'm just off my rocker, but I can see the quality of her hands by the way that she handles the bat and spins it and bounces it on the ground, all that kind of stuff.
She never drops it. Never drops it.
It's kind of a goofy thing, but she's so light with her fingers and nimble. It's got to mean something.
She's always done it, too, throughout her college career. If there's a hard-hit foul ball, typically straight back, she'll flip the bat to herself. I have never once seen her drop that bat when she does it.
Softly, left center. That'll get down. 3-hit ball game for Davidson. She is a triple short of the cycle. I don't think she's going to get another at bat, but what a performance by Mia Davidson.
You see pitchers trying to throw her a variety of different pitches, different speeds. This one low and outside, and again, she gets her barrel out in front, gets it off the bat just a little bit, but she's so strong and so quick through the zone that she's still able to drop that one out into left field for a base hit. And how about the base running, too, by the pinch runner, Nicole Mendez, coming in off the bench in this ball game, hustling from first to third on that base hit out to left.
Morgan Zirkle fouls it straight back. Mia Davidson, already 128 points. That doesn't factor in possibly another inning win here in the 7th. Winning the game, which would be a plus 50, and then the MVP points. If you get MVP 1, plus 60, MVP 2, 40, MVP 3, plus 20. Monster day. And if she really wants, she could try and steal a base here. That'd be a plus 10.
She's probably tempted.
Yeah, get greedy. Morgan Zirkle hit a sacrifice flyer last time up. She's driven in a pair of runs in our ball game. Softly, right side, safe! Filler couldn't get it out of her glove, and I don't think she had a play anyway. Another RBI for Zirkle, and another run scores, making it a 13-2 ball game.
The speed of Morgan Zirkle again gets this one off the end of the bat, not hard hit. Mia Davidson running straight in front of Andrea Filler, who's coming up to field that ball. Oftentimes you'll see infielders try to make a little bit of contact with that runner, because if you're the base runner and you make contact with that fielder, then you're automatically out. So sometimes you'll see the fielders just put their glove out to make contact. But it didn't look like Mia Davidson made any contact with Filler on that one. The umpire immediately called her safe. And everybody's safe for Team Leach again, and another run comes across.
All this happening with 2 outs. 3 consecutive singles. Fisher, Davidson, and Zirkle. So Team Leach has scored at least one run in every inning except for the 5th. Good golly. Relentless. And the captain, Aubrey Leach, has not had her typical standout game with a bat in her hands. Doesn't have a hit. She is 0 for 4 with a walk, but she's accumulating all of these points because of the team that she put together and the way that her team is performing for her as the captain. Chance to win 6 innings, which would be a plus 60. And if they win the game, that's a plus 50. That's 110 points for everyone on Team Leach, even if you never got a hit. And or made it on first base.
We talked about her draft strategy in yesterday's ball game. She went with pitchers for her first 3 picks, but then wanted to go with the hottest hitters at the time. That's who she chose, and we're seeing it pay off here in this series too. A really balanced offense too. There's a good combination of speedy players. You've got a lot of power in that offense as well. Just continuing to put the pressure on this defense. The aggressive base running is something that we saw a lot from them in yesterday's ball game that carried over into today's ball game, especially knowing that the wind was whipping as much as it was. They were going to take those extra 60 feet if they got them.
Sis Bates making Odyssey Alexander work. Showed you on the screen that these 13 runs scored by Team Leach, the most in the history of AUX softball. The second year of AUX softball. Last year we had a chance to go out to San Diego and play out on the West Coast. That was a lot of fun. Slowly, shortstop Ortez has enough arm to make the play, and the side is retired. But another run scores for Team Leach, hoping to win the 7th and final inning. They lead 13-2. Team Leach has made every moment count on a Monday evening here in Rosemont, Illinois. They have scored in 6 of the 7 innings that we've played. Looking for another inning win here in the 7th and looking to close this one out. With a win, Team Leach would go to 2-0 here in Series 2 play with another 2 games to be played on Wednesday. And trying to punch their ticket to another win, Megan Faramo comes back in. She started the game, pitched the first 5 innings, and now tries to get the final 3 outs of the game.
Aubrey Leach brought in Elizabeth Hightower in the last inning, who struggled to find the strike zone. Gave up a walk and a hit batter, so she decides to bring in Faramo to try to close out this ballgame.
Urtez lifts it down the left field line, and it's gone! Urtez ties the 7th inning with a solo homer. Her first homer in AUX play.
258 feet for the Running Utes from Utah,
Nisa Urtez knows her team needs a run here in the bottom of the 7th inning. She gets a rise ball up and inside, and she had been struggling to find her timing against Megan Faramo in her first couple of at-bats in this ball game, but she is all over this pitch. Exit velocity of 76.2 miles per hour off of the bat, traveling 257 feet over that left field wall to give them a run in the bottom of the 7th. And now if they would be able to get across another run, that would be 10 inning points for Team Filler.
Lorenz hit it right on the screws, but it lands in the glove of Vidalis. 1 down. Well, the way this works, though, folks, is to win this 7th inning, Team Filler is going to have to score 1 more than Team Leach. If they tie with 1 run, it is Team Leach getting the +10. So Faramo still with a chance to close this out. Taylor Edwards, her 4th look at Faramo. Reached on an error in the 2nd inning, popped to second, flew out to left. Hard into left field. First base hit of the ball game for the veteran Edwards. Join the Unlimited Club as a UC Gold member to receive a softball gold box. The box includes an exclusive jersey, Cat Osterman bobblehead, and more. Limited quantities available, so go for the gold today at auprosports.com/membership. Okay, the captain, Andrea Filler, right back to Faramo. What a play! Hum diddly dee. Faramo somehow hangs with it.
What an incredible play by Megan Faramo. This ball is hit so hard off the bat, straight back to her. It ricochets off of her glove, but then she reaches out with her throwing hand to catch it barehanded. Unbelievable play. Look at the reaction of Sam Fisher over at third base, too. She couldn't believe it, fell down to her knees after Faramo caught that ball.
Final hope for Team Filler is Jessie Warren.
There it is. You look good.
Ball and a strike to Warren. Team Leach is the only game they'll play today. Trying to end it in style. With a win, it's a +50 for everyone on the team. Bounced, Fisher can't make the play. Bates decides to put it in her back pocket. We'll see how that's ruled. If it's an error, no points for Warren. If it's a single, it's a +10.
I think that's a ball that Sam Fisher fields 9 times out of 10. It was a short hop. She had to move a little bit to her left.
So the game remains alive. Runners on at first and at second. If Taylor Edwards scores from second, it would be an inning win for Team Filler. Lily Piper, her second at bat. Official score has said that is an error on Sam Fisher, so no hit, no points for Warren. Two and 0 to Piper. Quality strike. And Faremo wants to talk things over with her catcher, Jordan Roberts. Faremo's done a real good job. She's given up a handful of hits, 8 of them now, or 5 of them now. But nothing's been particularly hard except for that home run by Urtez. Defense has been perfect behind her. Couple of errors. And that's next on the docket, Team Taylor. Itching to get out there and get a win. They lost twice yesterday. Piper, foul. And now the string has run out. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs, 2 aboard. Looking for an inning win. Into center field. This should end it. Aaliyah Andrews the squeeze, and the game is over. So, getting greedy, Team Leach, they win the 7th and final inning. They win 6 of the 7 innings, and they win the game. It is a huge boon, point-wise, for Team Leach. We still got one more game after a short break. We'll have more Athletes Unlimited AUX Softball. It'll be Team Filler taking on Team Taylor. For my partner, Madison Shipman, and our entire crew, I'm Eric Collins. We'll see you in a moment.